Hello everyone and welcome back to FPL Fast Track. My name is Jamal and today I am going to go through my final thoughts for Game Week 10. Let's get started. So one of the fixtures that I really like and I'm going to analyze right now is Fulham versus Wolves. Now if we look at Fulham's home performance, select Fulham, you can see that they've won 2 games, they drew 1 game, and they lost 1 game. And they, out of the 4 games they played, they've only conceded 3 goals playing at home. They've scored 5 goals, but you can see the results. They've won against Brentford, Leeds, and they drew against Man United. They only lost to Arsenal recently, but that was only they've only conceded 1 goal. So considering the fixture difficulty that they were playing against, they actually have an excellent record playing at home. On the other hand, they play against Wolves. So Wolves' away record is very, very poor. Wolves lost 3 games and they drew a game with Tottenham. You can see they have conceded 5 goals and they have only scored 1 goal in 4 away game matches. And for this reason, I strongly think that Fulham are highly likely to have a clean sheet. And because of this reason, I have selected Leno as my goalkeeper. He hasn't had the best record recently. They have been conceding a lot. But one thing I can guarantee is he's going to play the full 90 minutes. He is likely to have a clean sheet as well. So he's going to get a minimum of 6 points. And I've also selected Sessegnon here. And I have Iwobi as my bench. So if we were to analyze Fulham's team as a whole and who is the best player, we can see Iwobi is the best performing player. He has got a total of 35 points, 25 of which is from the past 6 game weeks. His record hasn't been amazing. You can see game week 5 he had 13 points, and after that he's just been blanking mostly. However, we can see Raul as well. He hasn't been playing amazing, but you can see the past from game week 4 to game week 7 he hasn't been getting many minutes. The past 2 game weeks he's been playing full match, so he is likely to perform quite well. Anderson as a goalkeeper, if we think that Wolves are unlikely to score, and I have been trying to find a decent defender for Fulham, and it's quite difficult to be honest because Anderson is generally a good defender, but he hasn't been getting minutes. So I'm not sure if he's injured or not, but he didn't play in game week 9. He played only 41 minutes in game week 8. So for that reason alone, I really can't select him because if he doesn't play, then it's not gonna help me. But he does have very good defensive contribution points, so if he was getting regular minutes now, I would have easily selected him. But the next best defender, you can see there's not many consistent defenders. Even Calvin Bassey, he only had 8 minutes in game week 8, and I just don't want to take any risks, especially when I am going to be free hitting. So for this reason, I haven't necessarily selected a Fulham defender, but I think Leno is a good option to choose purely because he plays for every minute of the game, and since Wolves are very unlikely to score, you can get at least 6 points from him. Now, Sessegnon, if I'm pronounces his name correctly. He's got 25 points, and Iwobi's got 25 points based in the past 6 games. And we can see they are the best two players. If we were to check the transfer in, you can see Alex Iwobi has close to 20,000 transfer ins. So I think generally one of those two players are going to do well. The only reason why I guess I didn't choose Iwobi as my starting lineup possibly is because of the form. So you can see Iwobi's form is 2.3 at the moment, whereas Ryan's form is 5, and he's been getting a lot more defensive contribution points here. You can see there's a lot more tackle, whereas Alex Iwobi doesn't necessarily. He did get defensive contribution points in game week 8 when he played against Arsenal, but it's not as consistent as Sasagan. And yeah, and you can see, yeah, and another thing I look out for is bonus points. So who has more bonus points? We want to be able to kind of like maximize our points based on someone who gets bonus points regularly. So that's my main reason for selecting Sasagan and Leno from Fulham. The next team that I wanted to analyze is, you can see I've tripled up on Manchester United. Now you can see I've got Bruno Fernandes, I've got Mbeumo and Sesko. Now there's a reason why I didn't choose any defenders. It's not that I think that they are going to concede. It's more of that I think that they're going to score, because they are playing Nottingham Forest, who has been conceding a lot of goals. And you can see here Nottingham Forest is away record. Yeah. Now Nottingham Forest have conceded 9 goals when they play away. They have only scored 2 goals. So it is based on this information, we can assume that Manchester United are highly likely to have a clean sheet. But do you want clean sheet points or do you want attacking points? It is worth getting Manchester United defenders. However, I wanted to go for players who are most likely going to have some attacking returns. Now, if we look at Maguire, I was actually interested in getting Maguire, but he didn't play in game week 9, and he only got 5 minutes in game week 7, and he hasn't been getting regular minutes. It is advised, and then again, if you look at Shaw as well, he hasn't been getting consistent minute. He played the full minute in game week 7 and he got 6 points. But Luke Shaw is actually a very good option as well if he gets the minutes. Now, is he gonna get the minutes? That's questionable. But I mean, Luke Shaw is definitely an option, but because Nottingham Forest concedes a lot, I actually would go for Mbeumo, who I think he's been excellent recently. He's got close to 1 million transfer in already. His price has gone up by twice this in one game week alone. You can see he's been getting very good points. He's been getting much more points than Bruno, whereas Bruno, he's been selected 16%. He's been getting, his form is slightly lower, but one thing about Bruno I like is that he gets a lot of bonus points. The games that he performs well, he ends up getting 3 bonus points. So I thought, and he's actually very good at assists as well, attacking returns. So if I was to just select on attacking returns and select on Manchester United, you can see that Mbeumo has got 4 so far. That's basically the past 6 game weeks. And then we've got Casemiro with 3, Bruno Fernandes 2. Casemiro, the only reason why I didn't select him, you can see he's not getting regular minutes. He is good. He's selected by a low number of people, so he makes a very good differential. But you need someone who's playing most of the games, and you can see Sesko as well. He's had 3 attacking returns in the past 6 game weeks alone, so 2 goals and an assist. So that's why I've gone for those 3. Now, again, you know, it is very. You should, if you do have Man United defenders, I would select them, purely because if they're going to have 6 points from a clean sheet, any assist or any goals they contribute, any attacking returns they contribute, you're talking about double points here. So definitely consider them. But for me, I've gone for Bruno Fernandes. I expect him to do some attacking returns, maybe assists. Mbeumo likely to score. Sesko assists and score as well. So these 3 is a good combination for me. The next fixture, I think it is a very favorable. It's Newcastle playing against West Ham. Now, I've selected 3 players from Newcastle. I have chosen to triple up, and I've chosen Burn, Bruno Guimaraes, and Waltermaid. Now, if we quickly have a look at West Ham versus Newcastle. Now, West Ham playing home, they've actually really poor. And you can see that they have lost every single game playing at home. They've generated 0 points. They've conceded 12 points in 4 home matches, which is the most, second most. And they have scored only 2 goals playing at home. So regardless who they were playing against, they are going to concede. So they have been conceding an average of 3 goals per game, which is ridiculous. Now they play Newcastle away. So Newcastle's away record, you can see they have drawn 3 games and lost 1 game. So they don't necessarily have the best game or best record, But one thing you should notice is they've only conceded 2 goals playing away, and they've only scored 1 goal. So what that means is West Ham are unlikely to score, and Newcastle are highly likely to have a clean sheet because they have a record of not conceding, and they're playing a team who have a record of not scoring. Simple as that. So now we have to understand, is it worth investing in Newcastle, right, when they have struggled to score away? Now, the reason why I think it is still worth it, because if you look at the current record, their current record is actually very good. So they recently played against Fulham. They scored twice. They lost against Brighton. They scored 2 against Nottingham Forest, and then they scored once. So overall, they haven't been scoring a lot of goals, but they will be scoring. They know how to score. That's the difference. So for this reason, if we were to look at Newcastle's best team, now I've got the last 6 games selected here. So we can see Waldemar has got 34 points only in the last 6 game weeks. He blanked last game week, which is human like, but But West Ham are a team who concede a lot, so if he's getting all the minutes, and we can clearly see he does, he is highly likely to score. Now, who is the second best player? We can see the other two best players is Bruno Guimaraes. He has been playing quite well. He's in good form. He scored. He got 10 points last game week and 14 points in game week 7. So he's had good attacking returns recently. So he is likely to contribute to some sort of attacking returns. And then finally, Burns. I've selected Burns as well purely because he's very consistent. He blanked the last 2 game weeks, but they are playing against West Ham, who are struggling to score. So he is going to have a minimum of 6 points. At the same time, he's had some assists in game week 7. So if he can reproduce attacking return, you'll get extra points. And he's getting DEFCON points as well here and there. So that's why I've selected Burns, Bruno, and Walter Made. Now to moving on to Sunderland. Now Sunderland, I have selected Mukili. Why? Because Sunderland have also got a very good fixture. They play against Everton. Sunderland, the main reason why I like Sunderland, because Sunderland's home record. Sunderland have been the wild card of the season. They've been playing very good, and if we look at their home record, they haven't lost a game at all. They've won 3 games and they drew 1 game, and look at this. They've scored 8 goals and they've only conceded 2 goals in 4 games. Right now, that is an incredible stat, and they are playing so. This just shows they have scored an average of 2 goals per game, and they have been conceding less than around a quarter per game, per home game. Now they play against Everton away. Now Everton's away record they've conceded 7 goals in 4 games. So that's close to an average of 2 goals per game they've been conceding. And they've scored 4 goals over 4 games. Now you can see 3 goals came from this game here in game week 3, but all the other 3 games they've only managed to score once. So that is a strong. So that clearly shows that Everton are highly unlikely to score based on the performance. So for this reason, Sunderland attacking option is actually very good. So if we select Sunderland, I've chosen Mukiele. Now he's had a excellent game week 8. Well, they had a clean sheet that week. He managed to score a goal. And he played against Wolves that week. Now you can see he transferred in over 100,000. That just shows that people are kind of guessing it right as well. Now Alderweireld was also good, but he didn't play last game week. He was injured, so he's been recovering. He may play this week, he may not. But you can see try whom he's played quite well as well in game week 8. He gave an assist. So Yeah, you can pick any of these defenders. If you've already got it, then you don't need to transfer them in. But I would go for Mukiele, and that's why I'm going for him in my free hit. Now, in terms of attacking, you can see Shaka has got 28 points over the past 6 game weeks, 39 overall. Isidore, he's got 37 overall. So, those two are the best options for this game week as well. We data assumes that Sunderland are going to score 2 goals, Everton are going to concede 2 goals. Therefore, the prediction for this game is Sunderland 2, Everton nil. Now, who is going to score and who is going to assist? That's the question. If we look at the defenders, Mukiele, game week 8, he was the one who scored, and then whom he was the one who assisted. So you know what? It's best to go for the defenders, and you can expect to get some returns. Finally, I've chosen Welbeck and Gabriel. Why did I choose Welbeck? I'll tell you why. Brighton are playing Leeds. And Leeds, if we look at Leeds' away record, you can see that they've conceded 9 goals in 4 games. Right? That's that's an average of over 2 goals per game that they've conceded playing away. Now I know that game week 2 they lost 5-0 against Arsenal, so if we were to exclude that, they've been averaging conceding over a goal per game, right? They've only scored 3 goals away. So that's less than a goal per game. Now they play against Brighton. Brighton's home record, you can see that they've scored 7 goals in 4 games, so close to an average of 2 goals. And for this reason, it's just predictable that Brighton are likely to score a goal. They have scored a goal in every single game, but obviously Brighton's top player right now is Welbeck, and because of that, I have selected him. So he's had excellent returns over the past, excluding game week 7. He's had good returns from game week 6, 8, and 9. So if he stays in this form, we can assume that he is going to be scoring goals. Arsenal, I've chosen Gabriel. Now, Arsenal's got an excellent record defensively recently, but the reason why I haven't tripled up on Arsenal is because Burnley have a decent record at playing at home. So, and that's something you need to notice, because I think everyone's gonna go for Arsenal players. Now, Burnley have only conceded 2 goals playing at home, and that's why I get and Arsenal at the same time. Arsenal have not managed to score much. They've only scored 4 goals over 4 games playing away. So I just don't think Arsenal are going to score like a big. I don't think it's going to be a big scoring match. It's most likely going to be like a 1-0 win, possibly for Arsenal. So, but then again, they've got an excellent defensive record, and Gabriel has just been too good recently. So he has got one of the highest points. He is the highest points um, for a defender. He has the highest number of points. So he's have to have him, I guess. Now Haaland, why I haven't chosen Haaland? Haaland. So that's it for today. Hope you like my video. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, and we will see you in the next video.